Mitchell Collins, UAFS political science major, was a Washington Center intern in Washington, D.C. in the summer of 2025. His participation in the intern program was supported in part by the Ray Gosack Endowment of the UAFS Foundation. Upon returning for the fall semester, Mitchell sat down with Dr. Maher, Department Chair of History, Social Sciences, Philosophy, to share some of his experiences. I know you had an exciting summer. You did something pretty exciting. So you were a Washington Center Intern. Is that the right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. And so, like, what does that mean? What is the Washington Center Intern program all about?
Well, the Washington Center is an institution in D.C. that helps college students, whether they're going for a bachelor's or a master's even, get an internship in the D.C. area. And they have different programs through which they do that. The one I was in was called the Academic Internship Program. It's kind of their biggest and their main program for accomplishing that. And I was in the summer 2025 cohort. So getting into that, actually, I only heard about it through Dr. Yamcam here, a political science professor here. Had many classes with him over the years. Yeah. And he himself is alumni of that program, so that's how I got drawn into it. Ended up one of the 315 students in that cohort.
Wow.
So,
nice.
Yeah, we're all, and that's the thing about it too. The Washington Center is also a location, it's a place. It's a dorm and academic institution. So on one floor there's the classrooms and then the big open meeting area. There's also like a gym, because upstairs is the dorm rooms where you live, and you'll be there for those 9 weeks or so, most of the summer. So you have your roommates, you have all these other interns from all over the country and all over the world that you're networking with, but then you go off to your internship that you've been selected with the help of the Washington Center. You'll basically submit and apply to internships on their job page and then get selected. So there's two sides to the experience I went through. There's the Washington Center side and then the internship I was selected with. Yeah. It's explaining that part has always been the most convoluted part, because people are like, wait, so you have an internship, but then there's a class and there's an academic side to it all. So we've talked about the academic side. Let's talk about the internship more. I got selected with the American Public Transportation Association, specifically in their Workforce Development and Educational Services Department.
All right.
All about running programs that facilitate the workforce in the transit world, really.
So like buses, subway there in DC or nationwide, or just?
So APTA, that's the acronym they go by. Yeah. They represent basically any transit agency in the US and beyond, really. All of them in the US. So New York to DC itself to LA, Chicago, all of them are represented by APTA as the association that represents them when it comes to the law, the government, they represent them that way, and they act as, I guess, an interest group advocating for transit and advocating for all of those agencies. So again, in the workforce development and educational services side of thing, I was helping them facilitate transit as a job, as a career. So there was a lot of conference preparation, because they host conferences all the time in cities around the country. The one that we helped them prepare for was in San Francisco. So we helped them prepare for that, and there's one coming up in Boston, I believe, and they're always running those conferences.
So is that connected to the Secretary of Transportation office part of that, or how does it connect to the government that way?
So it is a nonprofit organization. It's not directly connected with the government. Okay. It's in the world of, you could say, I suppose, lobbyists in DC or all these advocacy organizations. Yeah. So they're constantly interacting with and talking to the Department of Transportation and the government side of that whole world, talking to people in Congress who advocate for transit supporters, who are elected members of Congress.
Yeah.
People in the executive branch, again, who are supporters of transit. So APTA works with them, but they're on the private side of that equation.
Okay. Wow. There are a lot of layers there.
Yeah.
There's very cool. Very cool. So you were helping set up a conference in San Francisco.
Yes.
So as a recruitment tool of people working in the San Francisco transit systems?
So the San Francisco departments, there are two transit agencies in San Francisco. They hosted this conference, and APTA members from all the other departments around the country, really. When I say APTA members, I mean APTA agency employees. They're like agency employees at, could be in Fort Smith, could be in Little Rock, could be anywhere else in the country. They have a membership in APTA, just like someone who is a member of a historical association or something. It's like that. So then they all gather at these conferences, and specifically in San Francisco, this was the rail conference and the high-speed rail conference. That was, of course, located in California, because that's where the high-speed rail in the U.S. has kind of been a project for a long time.
Okay, so it sounds like great experience on multiple levels there. So in terms of like connecting your internship experience to your classwork experience as a political science major, were there any moments where, like the political science classroom material was kind of brought to life more? Did that make it more real? Did you see any connections or disconnections between, classroom experience compared to like working in Washington, D.C. experience?
I'd say the classroom definitely gave me like an overview of what that world is like, right? What the world of D.C. is like. Because it is, I imagine, compared to any other big city I've been to, really, it's kind of a unique environment. With how many agencies and departments and nonprofits like APTA are kind of coalesced in this area because it's the capital. It has a unique culture because of that. So in the political science courses, I'm studying all of these like branches of government and how nonprofits work in that kind of world and all of it. And so seeing it in practice was really cool. It was like basically, what do they say? The pedagogy side or something like that, and then the actual practice. So seeing it in practice, it was, I'd say, a natural evolution of what I was learning, turning into practice, turning into actually seeing it in action. So again, a lot of what a nonprofit does, I learned about it and then saw it. A lot of, say, what's going on with the executive branch over the course of the summer, I'm there now as these actions are being carried out, as things are actually happening. So it becomes more real in a way than hearing about it on the news from hundreds or thousands of miles away. There's
no substitute for being there. When you're there, it really is just, it's a whole other thing. There's no other way around it. That was one of the questions I wanted to ask you, just about, was that your first time in Washington, D.C.?
Yes, it was.
So, and you got to spend enough time there. So so like, what was just the Washington, D.C. city experience? Like, any highlights from those adventures?
Plenty. More than I have time to talk about. Far more. I loved it there. I did. That city's a great fit for me, like just personally, and also in the kind of work I want to do.
Which is so that was another kind of one of the last questions I wanted to ask was, what is this all leading to when you graduate, and what do you want to do?
So to answer that, I'll go straight to the point, really. I'm working right now towards law school with a focus in disability law because of a lot of my family, I growing up around them and seeing what they go through because of their own disabilities, and seeing how the system responds or doesn't respond to their situations in a way that is really helpful. So it's a mixed bag there. So I want to get involved in that. And so because of this internship too, I have a much better sense of what that environment's actually like. Working in advocacy, right?
Right.
So advocating for transit really is not as far away from advocating for those with disabilities as some might think.
No,
like
sure.
there's the Americans with Disabilities Act, which is a huge part of what APTA and transit agencies around the country have done over the 35 years since then. The anniversary was recently, actually.
Right.
For them, they call it the mobility side of transit and the access side of transit. So those worlds intersect, actually. I got to learn a lot about what I want to get involved in, mobility, and generally allowing people with disabilities and giving them room to live the lives they want to, live the lives that everybody can, hopefully.
Yep. All right. Awesome. Do you have any law schools picked out where you might want to go?
Picked out? So, I'll speak to this too. So again, DC is a place of all these things we're talking about. People come together here to talk about all these different things. They're all advocates. It's a city of advocates. It's a city of people who have these same interests. That's why I fit in so well. And so there are also conferences and forums that have to do with all these different topics. So one of them was a law school forum hosted by the Law School Admissions Council, where they had admissions staff from law schools around the country, from the Ivy League to state schools.
Nice.
So I got to talk to a lot of different schools there.
Wow.
A lot of the DC schools, so let's say American University to Georgetown. And then state schools. I talked to a few from Tennessee, from Texas, from around this area. And I particularly enjoyed my conversation with the people from Vanderbilt.
All right.
So it's kind of a blending of me being kind of from this area, and then also if I am going to reach high and try to get to an Ivy League school,
you should.
And go for it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the conversation I had with them.
Yeah. Wow. So that was just a whole other level. Everything that happened there.
Yeah.
All right. So maybe the last question, just about. I think the answer is a foregone conclusion, though. Like, would you recommend to other students to go do this experience, and what might you say to your classmates about, if they have any fears or anxieties about doing it, or misgivings about doing it? I don't know. How would you encourage your classmates to go do it?
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be a bit of a fish out of water moment for anybody. Especially if they've never been to DC or maybe haven't lived in a big city before. Getting used to how the public transit works, or living in a dorm if you haven't lived in a dorm before. But then again, you'll find your people, for sure. With so many other students around, you're going to find your people in that dorm situation and in DC as a whole, because again, if you're going into this Washington Center program with an internship that is in your area of interest, whatever that may be, and there's going to be an internship in that area for you, I think, for anybody, you're going to find people there too. They're going to help you through this whole process. And part of it was with my roommates, with the interns with me at APTA, and just with other people I got along with. You're all going through this experience together, so there's a lot of camaraderie in that, for sure. So I say, of course there will be jumping in the deep end to start with, but you're going to float and you're going to swim after that.
Yeah. All right, awesome. I'm glad you got to go and had such a great experience. That's awesome. All right. Thanks for anything else you want to share? Thanks for sharing what you did.
Let's see. You did ask me about like some of the fun things in DC. I think we didn't really get to that.
No.
But
the non-internship related fun things.
Non-internship related things, yeah. So much to do. I mean, like any big city, there's going to be plenty to do. There's concerts, there's a lot of parties, public events like that going on, especially with the 4th of July in D.C.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't pass up those fireworks out by the National Mall, by the Washington Monument. It's a perfect spot to go when they're setting those fireworks off.
Sure.
And it's great. It's great. I'll make sure to share a photo or two of those fireworks with you.
Yeah.
And DC's known for all the museums and public parks and monuments and all those.
Sure.
They're all great, all beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's such a walkable area too. You can go from one to the next to the next and knock them all out in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Practically.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff.
All right. Awesome. Great. Well, congratulations on your time there, and
thank you.
Good luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Thanks.
All right.
This video is a production of the Sound Collection Lab, located in the History, Social Sciences, Philosophy Department, originating from the University of Arkansas at Fort Smith. Programming in the History, Social Sciences, Philosophy Department's Sound Collection Lab is made possible in part by funding contributed for the Porter Legacy Initiative. Bye!